all fantastic, and Phoebe was awesome. It was just nice to be able to learn, you know, as somebody who's in the science program, everybody working on it, like, we didn't know what we were doing, we had no idea what we were doing, but she was really awesome with teaching us and with, you know, helping us to get it together. Like, we wouldn't have gotten it together if Phoebe hadn't been kind of taking charge.
It's okay. Okay, this is sort of next to it. And, okay, what I think is it's going to take about 4 people.
We spent at least a solid 2.5 months on this project. We met 3 times a week for about 3 hours every night. It was a little rough in the beginning trying to get the concept laid out and stuff, but the water bottles were actually real easy to work with once we had our frame made up, and it was just a fun experience.
How you guys doing?
Ethan, watch your right hand.
Oh, he's your leg.
Yeah, we'll tape it.
Over here, guys, right here. Okay, a little further.
Flip it right away? Or leave it like
Now,
this?
are we going to flip it?
All year long we've been doing a Take Back the Tap campaign, so we've kind of, one of our members, Jordan Kemper, kind of spearheaded it at the beginning of the year, and we were able to get all these different things in place, and we wanted to focus on water issues. We wanted to focus on water bottles in particular. So it was easy to start collecting them since they're all over campus. People throw them out all over the place. They're in all the recycling bins. So as far as finding them raw material wise, they were everywhere. Especially on this campus, we've talked to Aramark a number of times about this, and they say it's an issue of supply and demand, but really they hand out water bottles with anybody who has a meal on campus. So people just take them and they think nothing of it because it's so accessible, it's right there for them. But bottled water is like it's like 2,000 times the cost of what that same amount of water would cost if it came from the tap. So you're being ripped off. The school's paying to buy all this bottled water through whatever contract that they have with Pepsi. So I think it's something that needs to get out there because people take it for granted. We started collecting probably in December, and our first idea was to make a huge tapestry that would hang down the middle of the staircase in Bing, all the way from the top floor all the way through to the bottom, and have like information posted on it so that as you're walking up the staircase you can kind of read about bottled water consumption and plastic use and all these different things. So we contacted facilities and then they had issues with us hanging stuff, so then Phoebe said, well, why don't we make a huge sculpture and hang it in the atrium in Sheridan, and then we checked that out, and then after a lot of running around with facilities we just figured, why don't we just make some huge thing that we can just set on the ground, don't have to worry about it cracking anybody on the head, and then, you know, just start making it as fast as we can. So we did.
We just all kind of cobbled this together, and it's all, you know, I think it's so cool that it's made with, like, these continents are just made with the labels, don't you?
Right? If it wasn't that idea, though, to plaster them and tape them.
What?
What you had, how we got them in one solid piece, that was...
Hey, that's why I teach sculpture, buddy. That's my business. How to figure it out.
She is just an amazing person and so excited about art and about us collaborating, our science students collaborating with the sculpture students. She was like our shepherd, guiding us through the darkness to get to our final project.
Michelle, did you call the, whatever, what's the thing called?
The Reading Schmutz?
No, in the Kutztown Schmutz.
The Keystone.
The Keystone. Did you call the Keystone?
I went down to their office at a certain point and they
why
weren't
don't you
there.
guys just, one of you standing around here, why don't you just email them?
I have the email address of the girl who did the Take Back Tap article.
Oh, okay.
So I'll email her.
Yeah. Really just tight as you can. If we do that on a couple of major joints, then we'll have the whole thing plasticized.
attach them.
Yeah, because we won't know exactly how they're going to line up. Because I think a lot of them
alright, sure.
split the equator.
Okay. Now, it seems to me that if you, that if we rotate it a little bit more so the United States is...
Plus this part's tilting, so you're not going to see
Yeah, we're not-
whatever's down here.
Yes, you are, because you're going to see it. That's true. You're not going to see...
Well,
we could put...
should we bring North Africa to kind of like, or North America to kind of here?
Yes, and so then it...
Yeah,
It's
so
on
then
top.
Africa's not completely, you can still see it on that side.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Okay,
works.
let's do that then. Then
then-
rotate them both, right?
Take this one.
Okay, somebody go and help her.
To the left.
And I think you could just put it on. Why don't you just put it on now? Okay. Now,
We're close-ish.
I don't see any holes to see if
We're not lined up. Does anyone see a 1 on the top part?
Lined up one.
You have a lined up one?
Yep.
Alright, I have
no,
a
not
roughly
the
lined
number,
up.
though.
No, the number and the hole.
Oh, you do? Oh,
Yeah.
the number and the hole.
I don't
I have
see
one
any holes.
sort of kind of lined up over this way.
The thing you have to remember is this was a group of 10 people or 20 people that came up with this idea, and we made an impact. And that's what is so important about this. You don't need a huge organization to make a good impact. You just need like-minded people who have the initiative to do something. And that's what we had here.
One on the bottom. Yeah, one on the top.
Two on the other.
How is it lining up?
There's no hole above this one. Look for a 3 too.
Anyone good?
No.
Here's a 3 on the bottom here.
There's a hole.
There's a hole right here.
Okay,
So,
rotate it
let's
a little
slide
more.
it. Yeah. I'm lined up over here. Alright, we're good?
Okay, let's try to get the bolts in right where they go.
Seems like
I don't think we can tilt it.
there's a lot of force pushing it on the ground.
Well, we want to see it.
I know, but look at the sensor.
I know. Yeah.
Bottled water can come from municipal sources, so it's tap water that's just been diverted into a bottle and you're drinking it and you think it's better and it's just the same. And the regulations for bottled water are nothing of what they are for tap water. So in a lot of cases, you might be drinking stuff that could be contaminated with something, and the way that the system works and the way that the regulations are set up, there's no reason that they should test it.
Looks good, guys. Is the tape? Is the equator taped well? Yeah. Okay. We have the choice of putting 2 more ties down, but she made 6.
In Bolivia, for a while, their water was privatized by the government, and they were unable to collect rainwater that dropped in their backyard because the water companies had such a hold over the people. Like, we take it for granted that we have water all over the place, but in places where it's scarce, like, you know, it becomes a major human rights issue, whether it's clean, whether, you know, the companies that come in and pump it out are taking more than what they're leaving for the people of the town to consume. Like, it's also thinking outside of this country and thinking places where, you know, it's not available in the excess that we have it, that, you know, it is a human right, and it's amazing that we're willing to pay so much for it at the expense of other people.